Hi there. So, I haven't uploaded for the past few days, but I have already filmed and edited a video. It's kind of a collaboration type of video with Lauren Luke, and it's going to be one of those. It's one of those like it's common. It's going to be some sort of YouTube style challenge thing where I suggest to her a style from a YouTuber. She suggests to me a style from a YouTuber. Anyway, the one she chose for me is Nikki Tutorials, and the one I chose for her is Pony Syndrome. That's her YouTube handle. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing today a one take kind of makeup look. This is predominantly Lauren's kind of video style where she just doesn't edit anything. She just starts and there's no music, there's nothing. I think in the past she did add some things like a picture insert of her final look. She doesn't do that anymore, and I assume it's because like her her iPhone is a bit difficult to I don't know, transfer over some file to the laptop to edit and all this, and it's a bit of a fandangle. So I am assuming that's why. Um yeah. But I don't know, maybe like I wonder if there's like a I was gonna sneeze. I wonder if there was going to be a I wonder if there is some sort of easy, quick function in the YouTube studio editor thing where it allows you to like insert one picture and then that's pretty much all. I haven't checked that function out because typically I do edit my videos anyway, and I end up kind of whatchamacallit, putting in the picture. I use the final picture as the thumbnail. And I've been trying to insert like a video clip of me looking into the camera with the final look, like some sort of narcissistic person. And trying to slow-mo it down. I don't know. I've seen people do it and I thought it looked kind of cool. But then again, I am not other people, right? I don't. Yeah, I might just switch up the style now and again. Who knows? It's all for a bit of fun. Okay, so this eyebrow thing is taking 3 years. But I am not going to edit this video. I know I probably will say lots of nonsense. Because because when I'm doing my makeup, I can't really concentrate as well. And like I just keep going over the same spots again and again. Anyway, I don't know. This YouTube phenomenon is quite interesting because okay, wait. Let me try to concentrate and then I'll start yammering away. Otherwise, I'll never get any product on. And I'll be just like talking to you about the you see, I can't talk. I can't talk when I'm trying to concentrate. Okay, I can do this. I can focus and talk at the same time. Whoo. La da 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 da. Bum 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 ba dum. Okay, I want to use a dark green. I'm not going to talk much about the products that I'm using. If it happens to be visible on camera, fine. But yeah. And the reasoning is behind the reason behind this. I am so fluent. I am the most fluent person that you. I have the best words. I know all the words. The best words. Stop it, Clara. Okay. Whew. Yes, I crack myself up and there's no one to laugh with me. Except Frederick, maybe, but he's unimpressed with everything I do. What was I saying? I was saying I was not going to talk about the products. Okay, because I was going to start rambling about the use of social media as a advertising platform and how content creators, producers, and prosumers. I don't know if this is becoming too like marketing 101, but the producers and the consumers of content are now the advertising agents, even though I say we like I'm a big star or something, even though the producers of this content don't necessarily think of themselves as advertising conduits, but they essentially are. And I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, because honestly, like, I think the advent of the social media beauty reviewer person, and not just beauty, but like other things like electronics, cookery, I don't know, like all sorts of products, whatever that can be sold, right? If you review something that can be sold, I think the original intent behind it is noble, because you are trying to give people a better understanding of a product and whether they should spend their money on it if they don't have a lot of money to spend, or just basically it's geared more towards the consumer, where you're trying to give the best information out there for other people so that they can make good decisions on what to buy. And this kind of drives this market of companies trying to put out genuinely good products instead of just cash grab products, because like they know most people, or a lot of people, will be looking online for reviews of their product. But the catch-22 is, now that this review process is so prevalent, you end up having sponsored videos, you end up having PR sent to micro-influencers, or just influencers and micro-influencers. And if you don't know what micro-influencers are considered to be people with a smaller following, but they have a lot more influence on their audience. And that's because the people that watch them are very loyal to them and really believe in what they say. But if you follow like a bigger influencer, you might take it with a bit of a grain of salt what they say, because you know that they're big and you know that they're given a lot of PR and you know that they're sponsored a lot. So micro influencers are now kind of seen more as like a interesting way to market products. Anyway, from what I understand, the return of investment on investing in a influencer that is quite large sometimes doesn't pay off. So like if you sponsor someone and then they post this for X amount of money, and then like it ends up that the people or the profit margins aren't as high as you would expect. So I don't know. So yeah, like I was saying, that initially I think there's this very good intention behind it, and I don't doubt that a lot of people do have similar good intentions. Um, let me look at my eyeshadows before I start going off on a tangent again. I don't care. I'm going for red. I'm going for red. Spray. Where's my spray? I'll spray with this. Okay, what was I saying? So, yeah, I don't doubt that there are lots of people that do this like YouTubey thing, like do YouTube or Instagrammy, YouTube, Instagram, social media, etc., product reviews, YouTube videos, etc. I don't doubt that some of them are like genuinely motivated by cultivating some sort of community and giving good advice and information and honest opinions. But obviously there are people that don't. There are people that just, yeah, their intent might have started out good or might not have started out good, whatever the case is. And eventually, at a certain point, monetary gain kind of precedes that. And we kind of look at those people as kind of like sellouts or whatever. But if you think about it, like a salesperson in a store, they're pretty much the same thing. But we're not going out to salespeople in stores and going like, you're a sellout. I mean, they took a job. Their job is to promote XYZ. And yeah. So, but then again, here's the flip side of it. You know that a salesperson is employed to promote XYZ. Sometimes, or at least now with social media marketing being so prevalent, like the impression you get is that there is a genuine person behind this. They are being honest and truthful, and they're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes for, money and stuff. And so that is, I guess, the main criticism of people that kind of recommend products they don't personally believe in or don't even have much of an opinion on. I am a Christmas tree today. It's fun. It's fine. Or they will promote a product, doesn't matter good or bad, just as long as the company is sponsoring them in the sense that they are being paid to say it is good, etc. So yeah. So that's the flip side. When you give the illusion of honesty when there is little honesty behind it. And so the consumer becomes smarter and smarter, and in response, the people that sell have to become smarter and have to, in response to this more consumer awareness, the more aware the consumers become, the companies have to respond by going more subliminal with their tactics in order to sell their products. That's capitalism for you. I'm trying to be all smart here with Frederick judging me. So, yeah. And that's not to say, well, I have already said this, but again, I shall stress, that is not to say that I have this very disapproving attitude towards content creators, social media influencers in general. What I'm trying to be, I don't know what I'm trying to be. At the moment, when I'm putting all these videos up because I'm bored and there's COVID and we have to stay at home and I'm trying to be creative and productive. Otherwise, I might lose my mind. And I've always wanted to like do like video things and make myself feel smart and all this kind of stuff. Make myself feel smart. Yeah, it's just it's the illusion of fame when there is none, right? Because there's a YouTube video, you can post links and you can show your friends and you can edit and you can feel like a like a star for like 20 minutes or whatever, however long the video is. Um, and there's that illusion that I get. Oh, am I rambling too much? It's fine. So, um, back to what I was saying because I lost my train of thought again. Yeah, I don't think social media influencers are negative or anything. I feel like people like Lauren Luke, um, I feel that I personally think that she's very, very genuine. And yeah, uh, and also like back in the kind of like the more of the infancy of YouTube when it started taking off, like I found her videos just incredibly informative, at least by those days standards. Um, yeah, she was giving us free makeup lessons basically, and in that spirit of things, I really enjoyed like having that information out there, feeling like, oh, this now there's like everything is, you can learn so many things on the internet. And this is, and I use YouTube constantly to learn different skills. For example, I fix phones sometimes if I break my own phone, or if my friend breaks their phones. If my friend breaks her or his phone, I sometimes fix it for them, and I go to YouTube to like find out how to fix it because I wouldn't know off the bat. I can't just open things up and know exactly what to do. Uh, so case in point, I fixed this phone. I'm very proud of it. I fixed this phone. This phone, the screen was shattered. The touch screen wouldn't work. And I ordered like the parts and I took it apart and I unscrewed everything and I put it back together. And I'm very proud of what I did. So now it actually works. Ta-da! It works. Okay. So yeah. And going back to what I was talking about me, I was talking about me. So I shall talk more about myself again. Uh, on this platform, I have no idea what the future holds. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I just know what I like aesthetically, and I know what I like in terms of the information given and the entertainment value of certain videos, and I try to incorporate what I think would be interesting in my videos. I have like barely like I don't even have like double-digit subscribers. What the heck am I talking about, right? But yeah. So whatever the case, I'm gonna try at least to keep the product suggestions at a minimal and like kind of just mainly use this kind of like a fun like personal diary project, although it's available for the world to see. I don't know, I might just end up having to take this down when like I get a proper like employment because it's not good for business or something. I don't know. But at the moment, I feel fine. Anyway. Yeah. I also did want to mention that I've noticed in the more recent times, just I think there is kind of this pushback from possibly smaller influencers or simply how you say, yeah, just smaller channels on YouTube where people are a lot more critical of the shenanigans that the larger YouTubers get up to. And I think this is primarily within the beauty YouTube community. And what I'm saying is nothing new, honestly, because I've heard this like a million times. And yeah, because a lot of it is very, I don't know, like it becomes like a reality TV show in reality, but still there is this, you still take it with a grain of salt because you know these larger people out there are kind of profiting from their fame, profiting from exposing their own lives and creating something entertaining for the masses. Yeah, so I think of this as a pushback because people are trying to be a little bit more genuine and really put a lot of effort into giving you truthful things. I mean, that's always like something in front of a video saying the truth about this, the truth about that. Yeah, I don't know. Lauren also did her about what happened to me, the truth. Yes. And I think initially that wasn't her title, but I think, and this is why I think this is why I think Lauren is very quick to understand what works. I mean, she was the initial like beauty YouTuber, Martin just sighed. She was the initial YouTuber after all, like beauty guru person. And yeah, she started off a while back, and now she's back, and I think she is quite savvy in understanding like what could possibly work, and she tries to replicate certain things like within reason or within like what sits right with her as a moral decision or whatever, and then she just uses the things that she sees, which is why I think she's quite savvy. So I mean, I'm not saying like I was saying like, oh, the truth, but no, I don't have anything against her using that in her title because, well, it is her truth. It is. And sometimes I assume, yeah, wow, what am I saying? I assume. Sometimes you just have to play the game to, like, be in it. Yeah, huh? I make a lot of sense, don't I? Okay, I've been doing my eyes for like a million years, and that's because I've been trying to stay on topic. And when I start rambling, I just end up like reaffirming, going back into the motions of doing it again and again, so that I don't start messing up with my face or like get this my thoughts all jumbled up. Anyway, am I doing this right? I don't know. I am a Christmas tree. This is turning out to be a Christmas tree look. I'm not hating it. I would legitimately go out with this and get a lot of people looking at me going, what on earth is on her face? But hey, it's pretty and it's sparkly. And if I have a Christmas tree on my face, so be it, in the middle of spring. Ha! Not like I can go out. I mean, I could, but this is a little overkill. Okay. Fini. I'm done with the eyeshadow part because, yeah, I'm just done with it. I'm going to do the rest of the face. Okay. I'm going to try to put a minimal amount of product around my face because I just squeezed my blackheads out. I don't really want product sitting in the empty pores only to get clogged up and create more blackheads. So I'm just going to do the eye area. Yeah. I am stunning. I say that with sarcasm. I don't care. Look at my shiny red nose. It's fine. It's the Christmas theme. I'm Rudolph. Okay. Bronzy things. Yeah. So, how are you? I'm like trying to create awkward conversation with the camera. How are you? I don't know. I feel like I need to like have certain questions or statements I can make when there's like an awkward pause during a conversation. And I think Rupaul did this thing where on Graham Norton, I think he's had a few phrases or something, but I can't remember what they are at the moment. Anyway. Okay, where is the blush? I have a blush. I just clipped my fingers on the palette. Ow. Okay, what was I doing? This is a look. Going for the muted blush look. Oh yeah, that's pretty. What was I was gonna say something. All right, about Drag Race, right? I haven't, like, ever since Nikki Doll left from Drag Race, that she was eliminated, I haven't watched the other episodes, and that's because I think I got distracted by the COVID situation, and I wasn't feeling too great. Like I have this, I've mentioned this before. I have like moments of fatigue, and it comes and goes, and sometimes it stays for a really long time, and I get very short periods of energy, and then it goes away again, and then I'm like, what is life? So yeah. So I haven't watched RuPaul's Drag Race since the Nikki Doll elimination, and quite honestly, I really liked Nikki Doll. And I'm quite disappointed that she left, or he left, because as far as I know, like Nikki Doll, the artist behind Nikki Doll is identifies as a man, right? So I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going a bit nuts. Yes, okay, that's the highlighter thing done. Is there anything else to do? Oh, right, lips. My lips are constantly dry. Constantly dry. Eyelashes. Yes. Okay. Eyelashes. We'll do that. So I was going to say, I enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race a lot for the fashion, especially. And this is one of the questions that I had, and I can't seem to find a good answer except for my own speculation. I find that RuPaul's Drag Race in general is very sexualized. And I'm not saying that that's like, oh, off limits or something. Because obviously a show can be whatever it wants to be. And I was just thinking more because it's gotten more into the mainstream and more younger people are watching it, underaged people, minors, etc. And I find that the themes in RuPaul's Drag Race in present day is quite racy and sexualized for that kind of audience. Although I'm assuming that that's definitely not their target audience. So I don't know. I personally haven't been to any like drag show, like drag performance, live performance. And my exposure to drag has only been through this mainstream reality TV series of RuPaul, that is RuPaul's Drag Race. So my view is totally like this is where I'm coming from. I don't have any other reference points. So I feel like now that it's gotten more into the mainstream, there would be more people like asking for or kind of looking for the less sexualized content. I presume, I don't know. And I just wonder if anyone has an answer. Do you know why Drag Race is so sexualized? Because they always have sexual innuendos constantly, especially with the men that bring in the props or whatever when RuPaul is like in the workroom, and then they come in, and then the pit crew, they're called the pit crew, and then there's always some sort of sexual innuendo, and a lot of the skits are like drenched in sexual innuendo or just downright like dirty stuff. And I am curious, like, why. My best guess, my best assumption is that because it's a nightlife kind of art form or entertainment thing, and that's why it's like geared more predominantly towards adults. And also I'm assuming like in the past, like being a drag queen is not kind of looked upon as like a very like a wholesome like entertainment profession kind of thing, unless like you're on the main screen or like main like comedy sketches and stuff. But then again, they're also like subject to a lot of ridicule. So like I'm assuming that because of the stigma attached to kind of being not gender conforming in a sense, or gender conforming. Yeah, I don't know. That made it so that they would have to, be less visible and kind of stick to kind of like a nightlife kind of culture where there's a niche crowd for it, and instead of like being like a like a regular kind of form of entertainment for people. Where is the palette? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. It's not here. Am I sitting? Oh, it's right in front of me. Hello. Yeah. So that is what I assume is like where that kind of comes from. And also, if you've watched Paris is Burning, it's like a documentary about the ball scene in 80s New York, I think. Was it New York? And also kind of like a TV show's response to that. It's kind of a late response, but it's here now on Netflix. Pose. It's a really good series, in my opinion. Anyway, so because that particular show tackles a lot of social issues, and it's not it really, really talks about a lot of social issues, especially like the HIV epidemic that was hitting the gay community. So yeah, that was. So back to the original point, yeah, drag being kind of like a nighttime entertainment thing. I don't have words. I am so fluent. And I suppose that translates in like the RuPaul's Drag Race, trying to bring it as a reality TV series that's still holding on to this kind of like nightlife kind of culture where there's a lot of risque jokes, a lot of sexual innuendo, because you're entertaining adults and they want or they enjoy this kind of stuff. And now as it kind of becomes a little bit more mainstream and there's a lot more like I guess people that don't belong in the LGBTQIA, no, LGBTQ, yes, because IA wouldn't have anything to do with it, right? Okay. Like the people that don't belong within that community, they're paying more attention and they're enjoying the show. I guess possibly this audience, including myself, is looking for I don't know, like mainstream entertainment vibes. I don't know. Yeah. So like I was saying initially when I started watching Drag Race, like I found the sketches very, very over the top and very dramatic and just not for me. I couldn't get really on board with it. I would watch like the first like minute or 2 minutes of the sketch, and then I'll be just like, I don't know how much I want to watch of this like wet t-shirt contest with fake boobs. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I can't. And I just find it's a little bit, yeah, distasteful. I found, yeah. And the one, oh my god, there was the episode where they were doing like an like a what is this called, WWE kind of replication but with drag queens. So the drag queens were fighting and it was just so outlandish. I was like, I can't get on board with this. I really can't. So yeah, it was just so outrageous. And there's another dimension to this where you you could interpret like the like drag as kind of amplifying female stereotypes about, yeah, female stereotypes. I mean, they're constantly calling each other bitch in the show. Constantly. They're calling each other slut. They're telling everyone they're sluts. And there's just a lot of derogatory like words that have typically been used to describe women, although I mean, a lot of them at the point of the show either like didn't identify as a woman or they were like within a transition period, but a lot of them are gay males, as far as I understand. So, but when they play the persona of a whatever their drag personality is, like it kind of gives them a pass to use all those terms because they're in drag and because they look as if they're female presenting. um I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. And there are a lot of these very overtly like, because they're all about creating the female illusion. And okay, granted, there are people that try to go more androgynous and try to challenge gender norms. I think we saw this a little bit more in the later seasons. For instance, with Milk, uh, Acid Betty. Okay, in the earlier seasons, maybe Nikki Flowers. I think that's. Um, and yeah, there were just some people that were a little bit more androgynous, and they kind of wanted to present that. A lot of a lot of the contestants, however, were extremely feminized, and in being extremely feminized, they're reinforcing certain um, waves of being a woman, right? With the hourglass figure and the exaggerated body, and like the exaggerated sexuality of a hypersexual woman or something like this. So yeah, I I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, it's horrible. Why are they doing this? I'm just saying like these are some of the things that came into my mind when I was watching it. And also later on when like I saw other people saying certain things that kind of also like brought these thoughts more to the forefront for me. Um and yeah, so I like, if anyone knows, like, what do you think? If you do watch Drag Race, do you think that it's over sexualized? And should it stay this way? Or do you think like there might be a need to kind of tone down the overt sexuality? Uh, I know that Drag Race itself has evolved in a way where they are a little bit more acknowledging of and like androgyny and like forms of drag which pushes the like, yeah, like gender identity and things like that. And I also realized that they also like push a little bit more of the social issues from time to time, especially with the like the workroom discussions and things like this. And there were seasons that were a little bit more fashion focused, especially the, I can't remember the exact like season it was, but the one with Miss Fame and Violet Chachki, those, that was a very fashiony kind of season, and I personally enjoyed it. And I'm not saying like, oh, like it needs to fit my tastes. Obviously there's so many other people and they have their different demands and they have their different like likings for certain sketches or certain aspects of the show. For me personally, the fashion stuff is what I enjoy the most. And also the makeup artistry. I mean, I genuinely think that Drag Race also might have might have probably did influence like the advent of um like this super glamorous makeup style that seems to be a trend in like the beauty community, especially with the contouring and the very sharp lines, things like that. Um, heavy, heavy application, heavy looking kind of makeup. And I suppose because a lot of these makeup techniques have been derived from the drag tradition, um, and stage makeup. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. Okay, anyway, I don't, yeah, just if you have anything to say about this, leave a comment below. I'll be interested to see it. And that's it for me, and ciao for now.